There is nothing consistent with the Republican Party's continued attack except for the racism and incitement of violence against women of color in this. The Republican caucus threatened my life, and you all and the Republican caucus rewarded him with one of the most prestigious committee assignments in this Congress. Don't tell me this is about consistency. Don't tell me that this is about a condemnation of...
What? She's kind of fun. In a silly but earnest, wrong but adorable way. She's like your daughter when she comes back from her first year at Brown, full of half-baked, half opinions, in need of some gentle, patient deprogramming. But people have to realize new faces doesn't mean new ideas. Drives me crazy. AOC has never introduced a fresh idea or issue in her life.
When Greg Gutfeld goes off, people listen because he doesn't tiptoe around, doesn't water things down, he swings hard. And this time his target was none other than Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the progressive firebrand who has made a career out of shouting louder than anyone else in the room. But when Gutfeld lit into her on live TV, it wasn't just loud, it was devastating. And for once, AOC's shouting didn't sound like confidence. It sounded like desperation.
Gets along with Bernie is because she's like an 80-year-old leftist in a used bookstore. I mean, she may look fresh, but she's as stale as an abandoned futon on the street. It's like I listen to her, I go, I heard that at Berkeley in 1983. So their problem is, and the reason why they don't have any ideas is they operate on half opinions. Like, what if we get rid of cash bail? Oh, let's do it. What happens? You have repeat criminals wreaking havoc. What if we have sanctuary cities? Hey, let's do it. What happens? You have rapists and killers, finding sanctuary, safe haven. What if we give...
The clash started when AOC was making her usual pitch. The same lines about fairness, the same talking points about climate, equity, and systems of oppression. But Gutfeld cut through it, slicing right past the slogans, demanding answers, demanding logic, and exposing the thin ice those arguments really sit on. And when he pressed harder, when he refused to let her dodge with her usual emotional appeal, you could see it, the mask slipping, the frustration boiling, the anger rising. AOC wasn't leading the moment, she was reacting to it, and that's when the shouting began. But here's the thing, shouting doesn't equal strength. Shouting is what you do when you're losing control, and in that studio under those lights with Gutfeld not backing down for even a second, AOC wasn't the commanding voice she's known for. She was cornered, exposed, unraveling in real time. The audience felt it, the panel felt it, and millions watching at home knew it too. This wasn't just another debate. This was a moment where the curtain pulled back and the reality came into focus, where the raw nerves of a political star were laid bare. And Gutfeld? He walked right through the shouting storm with a smirk, calm, collected, and unshaken. And that's what made this moment so explosive, so unforgettable, so viral. Because it wasn't just a clash of personalities, it was a clash of substance. And in that clash, Gutfeld didn't just survive, he dominated, leaving AOC red-faced, shouting, and scrambling for footing.
Meantime, AOC has taken a break from doing nothing to get into a beef with the Twitter chief. On Tuesday, she tweeted, LMAO at a billionaire earnestly trying to sell people on the idea that free speech is actually an $8 a month subscription plan. That's a reference to Musk's plan to charge people $8 a month for verified blue checkmark status. But he hit back tweeting, your feedback is appreciated. Now pay $8. To be fair,
so why did AOC lose her cool? Why did the shouting erupt? Why did she come unglued in front of millions of people watching? The answer is simple. Because Greg Gutfeld didn't play by her rules. He didn't let her lean on emotion, on slogans, on carefully polished sound bites. Instead, he demanded facts, receipts, and logic, and when those didn't come, the pressure broke through. For years, AOC has thrived in spaces where she controls the narrative, where she can speak to friendly audiences, where every applause line lands, where tough questions are either ignored or dismissed. But when Gutfeld pressed, when he challenged her on policy failures, when he demanded clarity on numbers and outcomes, suddenly the shield cracked, suddenly the control was gone. And that's when frustration turned to shouting. Take climate policy, for example. One of AOC's biggest talking points, she loves to paint doomsday scenarios, to say the planet is on the edge. But when Gutfeld asked about the actual costs, about the trillions that would crush taxpayers, about the jobs lost in industries she wants eliminated, the answers weren't there, the details weren't there, and that's when the volume went up, because volume is often a cover for weakness. And it wasn't just climate. Gutfeld pressed on crime, on immigration, on the everyday struggles of working-class Americans who feel abandoned while politicians chase grand ideological visions. And once again, the slogans fell flat. Once again, the answers didn't come. And once again, AOC raised her voice instead of raising her argument. But here's the kicker. The shouting didn't make Gutfeld shrink. It made him stronger, because he stayed calm, he stayed sharp, and every time she screamed, his quiet smirk said it all. It told viewers who was in control, who was leading the moment, and who was losing it on live TV. Now the fallout is huge, because that clip is everywhere, spreading across social media, replayed in short edits, dissected by commentators, and it paints a clear picture. It shows AOC not as the fearless progressive fighter, but as a politician rattled, cornered, and unprepared for real pushback, while Gutfeld walks away as the man who didn't just debate her, he dismantled her. And in today's world of viral moments, perception matters. It shapes power. It shapes influence. In this moment, this clash is one that will stick, not because AOC shouted, but because the shouting showed weakness, showed a loss of composure, and gave critics exactly what they wanted, proof that when cornered, when pressed, she cracks under the weight. So yes, Greg Gutfeld went off. Yes, AOC shouted in rage. But the reality is clear. Only one of them walked away stronger. Only one of them walked away in control. And it wasn't her.